Today in crypto. Authorities in Germany announced the auction of Bitcoin starting Monday, October 25. The Ministry of Justice of North Rhine-Westphalia set up a public auction for Bitcoin that the police seized from cybercriminals. Over 200 Bitcoin was up for grabs in a two-day sale. Related reading: Ireland to see first public auction of seized crypto assets. The Western German state runs the only central online auction portal in Germany's justice system, and it regularly puts up various types of seized goods for auction. Although auctioning off confiscated crypto is normal, the announcement of this Bitcoin auction spurred a frenzy in Germany. Approximately 4,000 new users registered on the auction platform in the last few days. The Ministry of Justice said they must treat the crypto the same way as other seized goods by auctioning them. There was a frenzy on Twitter last week when the Ministry of Justice announced that it would auction off confiscated Bitcoin. The seized crypto is worth tens of millions of euros. The ministry did not expect the number of responses they got. According to a local report, "We expected a lot of interest, but that is beyond our imagination," says press spokeswoman Hilal Tanrisever. The hype, however, is understandable. Just last week, the digital currency reached an all-time high a day after the first Bitcoin futures ETF launched in the U.S. Many investors expect the value to rise well above $100,000 by the end of the year. Related reading: ETF approval drives Bitcoin towards all-time high at $65,000. Crypto Weekly Roundup, October 18, 2021. The use of cryptocurrencies in cybercrimes has been increasing. The Bitcoin put up for auction was seized in connection with criminal offenses over the encrypted darknet. The law enforcement authorities reportedly seized the Bitcoin over several years. Each euro that's extracted from criminal networks helps weakens them, the Justice Ministry said on Twitter. According to Peter Biesenbach, Managing Minister of Justice North Rhine-Westphalia, cryptocurrencies are not only popular with legitimate users but unfortunately also with criminals. He also says that cryptocurrencies are the dream of every cybercriminal. The North Rhine-Westphalia Justice Ministry broadcasted the auction on Twitter and YouTube. The government auctioned the Bitcoin on its auction website. In total, the 215 Bitcoin has a current value of about $13 million, and the proceeds will go to the state treasury. When he started the countdown to the auction, Biesenbach stated, "The finance minister is keeping his fingers crossed for us." The minimum bid was set at €42,400, $49,197, below Bitcoin's current price. However, the first bidder offered €56,060, $65,010. The prosecutors could only guess why the bidders were placing their bids above the market value. "Perhaps because you know that you will get the goods from us," said a judge spokeswoman. Bitcoin has been moving sideways during the day as it was rejected north of $63,000. As of press time, BTC's price trades at $62,698 with a 1% profit in the weekly chart. However, Bitcoin could see some action in the short term. The benchmark crypto has been rallying on the back of an increase in institutional demand and the launch of the first BTC-linked ETFs in the U.S. Related reading: Why Bitcoin needs to clear $64,000 for hopes of a fresh rally. As a consequence, Bitcoin went from the lows at $40,000 to a new all-time high in less than a week. This caused a FOMO effect most notoriously visible in the derivatives sector. As CryptoQuant showed, the amount of leverage positions in this sector has been on the rise since the end of September. Moving to a year high with BTC's price, the leverage ratio points to an excess which could be reflected on the price action. The CEO of CryptoQuant, Ki-Young believes the success in leverage is caused by new players, as it has happened historically when Bitcoin enters price discovery. Usually, the market reacts with a sudden move to the opposite direction of the majority of the over-leveraged position. Related reading: Brace for impact. Wall Street is headed straight for Bitcoin, says Analyst Whales, and other major players try to shake out these new traders and take advantage of the liquidity in the market to make their own moves. In response to the possibility of the current high leverage in Bitcoin futures being driven by Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, futures open interest, Young clarified, "This data doesn't take into account CME futures. I think CME users are new players joining this industry, which indicates the market is over-leveraged by existing investors who are using crypto exchanges. Folks who use CME might not have over-leveraged positions. The recently launched Bitcoin ETF are backed by CME futures. Therefore, some experts believe the platform could gain more relevance in the future and have a bigger impact on BTC's price. In case of volatility, Bitcoin could find critical support at $60,000, as $840 million in futures contracts were purchased when BTC's price was hitting this mark, Young Yu said. As noted by research firm Glassnode, the OI for the CME futures has increased by over 265% in just a month. This points towards a moment of euphoria which has favored the bears over the past months. Related reading: Bitcoin funding rates touch same level as early September. More correction to come. However, the general sentiment around Bitcoin remains positive, as Glassnode reported. This demonstrated by the amount of long-term investors that have stopped taking profits during BTC's most recent price rally. Bitcoin, BTC, fell below $62,000 on October 26 as the launch of the third United States regulated exchange-traded fund, ETF, failed to budge the sideways price action. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed BTC/USD hitting daily lows as U.S. markets opened on October 26. Continue reading on Cointelegraph. Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady nearly lost ownership of the ball behind his 600th touchdown pass, but now he's paying for it in Bitcoin, BTC. In Sunday's game between the Buccaneers and Chicago Bears, Brady threw his 600th career touchdown pass to fellow teammate Mike Evans. He is the only player in NFL history to have ever achieved so many touchdown passes in his career. The wide receiver, apparently not realizing the significance of the ball, handed it off to Byron Kennedy, a fan wearing a jersey with Evans' namesake. Continue reading on Cointelegraph. Calls for an out season continue to grow louder as the price action in the altcoin market has been on the rise for a few days. Meanwhile, Bitcoin, BTC, continues to consolidate below its all-time high near the $62,000 support level. Oftentimes, moves in altcoins center around one specific sector of tokens, such as meme coins or decentralized finance protocols, but the current market is seeing rises across all sectors, which is possibly a sign that alt season is, in fact, heating up. Continue reading on Cointelegraph. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.